Hey, Swole fam, welcome back to the fucking gym. Welcome back to the channel. I got a question about body fat for men. What is the best body fat for men? And while we're at it, let's talk about best body fat percentage for women. I'm going to talk about this in a very general way. Rather than give you an exact percentage for each person, you could Google that and see the pictures and the comparisons. There's probably millions of videos here that you can search up for, what that looks like. But let's talk about the best, because what does that mean? What does the best mean for health, for longevity, for strength, for quality sleep, for relationships, for sex? Like, what does best body fat percentage mean for men or for women? So I think you got to go based off a couple different factors and what you can focus on in order to make body fat percentage less relevant, which means have more muscle mass. Generally, when you're doing strength training, when you're building muscle, you're eating properly, you're getting quality sleep, you are generally, in my experience, going to have a lower body fat percentage. Very rarely are people just going to be big, fat, muscular blobs. You might have people that consume a lot of calories and play professional sports, like an offensive lineman, or you're a power lifter, so your body fat percentage doesn't matter to you. But aside from people that train for a specific athletic outcome, a specific purpose, what's a good body fat percentage? Everyone's different. Everyone's going to look different with a different body fat percentage. I personally have not done a body fat percentage assessment in a long time. And it's hard to get those done accurately. You'll have to go to a specific place. There's different ways, underwater weighing, DEXA scans. I'm sure there's MRI equipment and stuff that they can really analyze the different types of tissue, water, fat, bone density, all those types of things. So body fat calipers, if done properly and consistently, they have to be done by a person who knows what they're doing. And there's many other factors that make it maybe more or less relevant, like those bioelectrical impedance, not accurate for a lot of people or for a lot of situations. And, things like BMI don't take into account, muscle mass and stuff like that. So if we're just talking about body fat percentage, how you look, everyone's going to have body dysmorphia to a certain point. If you want to build muscle, you're always going to think you're not as big as you could be, so you're training harder. So, you can make the argument that it's required to in order to want to be bigger, or to lose more fat, like you have to challenge yourself. But everyone's going to store body fat differently. So women are going to have a higher body fat percentage when they're healthy, just because for hormone production and stuff like that, it's very important for women to have a higher percentage of body fat for overall function and health and optimal hormone balance. But you're going to find that some people, if you tested them, one might look leaner than the other, be a few percent apart, but they'll have, their body will look different. They'll store their fat more in certain areas or certain body parts. I'm sure you've seen it where people are very, very ripped in their upper body. And most people are like this. They're leaner in their upper body than their legs. There are going to be certain body parts based on genetics and based on a host of factors where you are just it's going to be easier for you to look lean in different parts of your body. Everyone's going to hold it differently. And I'm sure you've seen that. So I guess the moral of this video, or the summary of it, is that it doesn't really matter. It just fucking doesn't. You should be able to see your abs relatively. Obviously, if you're bulking, you're not going to see them as much, but you're going to know if you're holding a little bit too much fat or if you could hold less. But the number doesn't matter, at least to me. And you could drop your thoughts in the comments. It's my opinion. The number doesn't matter. I don't care if I'm 11 or 15. If I want to be leaner, does it matter to me if that number is technically 10 and a half or 12? If I'm 15 and I just look fucking great, I'm super happy with the way I look, then it's 15. If it says 17 or it says 12, I know it's not 30. I know it's not 25. I know it's not 20. But if you have improvements to make, build more muscle, eat less inflammatory food, get off the junk food, the ultra processed vegetable oils, seed oils, ultra processed carbohydrates, the gluten, all this stuff that is known to cause gut inflammation, psoriasis, eczema, migraines, joint pain, brain fog, all these things. You could do an elimination diet and test and see what foods work best for you. I'm not sitting here telling you not to eat Pop-Tarts, but you shouldn't eat that crap. That's my opinion. I don't, but you can listen and be like, I'm not listening to this dude on the internet. Fine, then don't. But a lot of people are smashing their head into a wall over and over again and wondering why they're not getting better results. So you have to look to these sources, and the quality of food matters tremendously. So I would say stop obsessing over what the body fat percentage is or what the best body fat percentage is, and think more about what the best body fat composition is for you. And if that's less, okay, it's less. If you can't afford like high quality measurements, you could take pictures. You could step on a scale. You could do circumference measurements. You could track your strength and your progressive overload and see if you're getting stronger, if you are building muscle. Because a lot of people that lose fat and then want to put on muscle, they freak out when they see the scale go up, but they might be putting on muscle mass. So you have to keep in mind, if you're getting stronger and your lifts are increasing and you're being really consistent and you're all that stuff, you're going to be putting on muscle. So the scale is going to change. So you need these different perspectives. But the actual number, people really care about that. I get questions all the time. Or they do a measurement, they step on a scale and the scale says, you are 14.9. Oh my God, I need to be 14.1. Who cares? Who cares what the number is? Are you improving? Are you building muscle? Are you getting stronger? Are you getting better sleep? Are your relationships improving? Like, what's a really important metric? If you're fat, you're gonna know. You're not going to wonder like, oh, I'm fat. Am I 30 or 25? Like, no, look at this huge gut that I have. It's like, yeah, you could be a lower body fat percentage. So assess that over time. Get pictures taken, take a video and then compare it in the future. You could take measurements. I'm not saying don't track or don't keep an eye on it. Or if you have the money, you can go and get fancy body fat percentages. But you're going to find that it comes down to common sense and logic. The number doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter if all those other aspects and those metrics of your health and wellness are improving. Just my thoughts. I don't really care what my body fat percentage is. If you know yours accurately, drop in the comments. What do you think about body fat percentage? Is there a best body fat percentage, or is there just a best body fat percentage for you at the moment based on your training and your current needs? Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, check out the links for merch, for memberships and everything down below, and I will see you next time.